Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. As the name suggests, the channel is about design and coding. We have already updated one video on Python that was about how to download and install Python. So, this is going to be the video of the design series, and we are starting our design journey with Adobe After Effects. We would cover all the Adobe softwares, and in the journey, let's start with Adobe After Effects, because what I feel is nobody is actually sharing all those minute details in a actual structured format on YouTube. You would be getting all those like compositing and all those other things. So in this series, we gonna dive deep into what all effects are there, what we can do with it, how we are going to work on it, and what are the key aspects. So I was from a non-design background, and I stepped into design, and I learned from so many talented people, and then after that, like, I learned so many things on my own. So this is one of the ways how you can learn quickly and more effectively as you're learning on your own. So let's hop into this journey and start making some good things. So first thing first, I am making this video for absolute beginners as well. So in that case, if you are not a beginner, you can maybe start from some other timestamp in this video, but I would really appreciate if you go through the bits and parts. So without any further ado, whenever you open your After Effects, the screen mostly looks like this, and people who are new to After Effects, this interface might scare you a bit. So why I'm saying is because, like, there are so many things, and you are very new to this space, and you don't know what all things you should be experimenting with. Okay, with what button you can do what, so all those confusions are there. So we would learn everything on the go. I'm not going to explain the interface to you right away. So we would be learning whatever is required to do what we gonna do for that. So as of now, let's just sit back, relax, and let's learn how things work. Okay. So for this, I am going to start with a new composition. So composition is basically, you can say, it's a workspace where you are going to create your layers and add your layers, add effects and all. So we are going to click on composition and then new comp. So in After Effects also, there's a very important thing that you should be aware of, the all the shortcuts. So whenever you click on those things, you can see all those shortcuts are written uh, in the right side. So if you are not aware of what shortcuts you have to use, so you can use that, or you can go in a manual manner as well. Okay, so in the series, I will be showing you shortcuts, and there would be places where I'll be using manual methods as well. Okay, so we go to new composition, and I would like to set it to HDTV 1080p 25. That is basically, it gives you a width of 1920 pixels and height of 1080 pixels, and the frame rate would be 25 frames per second. Okay, so let's make it um, this is 1 second. Okay, so in 1 second, in this is your timeline. So you can see this is the 0th frame. Here you can see that this is the frame. In the bottom you can see the frame, and in the top you can see the timestamps. So basically, if you run through the timeline, the timestamp changes. So we are on the 18th frame now, and also you can see on the timestamp over here. So how you can change it is, like, if you hover over it, you can see like control click to alternate displays. So if I hit control and then click, So this changes. Now you can see the frame is on the top and the timestamp is on the bottom. Okay, so hope until this much it's clear. So what we're gonna do is we right away we are going to start with the background. You can see that this is a transparent layout, and those who are new to this design field, whenever you are seeing this checkerboard sort of thing, it's basically refers to a transparent space. So how we are going to create a background is you can move. So whenever you are going to create a new element, you can right click over here and go to new, and then we are going with a solid. So basically it you can alter the size. So as I'm going with the background, so I'm going with the same width and height, and I will be changing the color to maybe this. It's just for the demonstration. So here you can see that we have a background now. So when you create a solid or any layer, the layer shows up here like this, and you get the detail, like you get the name over here, you get those properties and like blending modes and all. Okay, parent and link, this is also a cool feature of After Effects. We would be covering that shortly. So in that, what we're going to do is we are going to create another shape, as this was a background. So let's go over here and create a rectangle. I would like to create it as like a white rectangle, and here you can see like this is the screen size. So screen, in the screen you can put it to fit. So this would fit the area. And now what I'm going to do is like I have clicked this rectangle tool, and this is the fill color. I'm going with white because my background is dark. I don't have any stroke. Okay, so I just click and drag. So here is my square. Okay, so basically in this square you can see like there are like 8 different points. Okay, and there's also one thing over here. So what is this? This is basically the anchor point. So just to explain, I'm going to click the selection tool, for which I'll be using the shortcut V. Okay, as of now I have clicked it. So with V, now you can move it around, and while moving it you can also see that the this anchor point is also moving. So let's say how we like what is the purpose of this anchor point. So if you want to learn in a very layman term, anchor point is the you can say the epicenter of, or the center of your animation. Just it's not the actual abbreviation, but you can use it as a reference. Okay, I would show you how you can do that. So whenever you are creating a shape layer or any layer, you will be getting these things. So in transform you will be getting the anchor point, the position, scale, rotation and opacity. Roughly what it's gonna do is, if you change this anchor point's value, you can see, and if you are aware with coordinate geometry, all the coordinates, like this entire thing are coordinates on the screen. So how we are going to like emphasize on that is, like this is minus 220. Okay, but we can put it as 0, which it was. So whenever this is 0, it brings to this initial position wherever it was. Okay, now if I change the position, you can say you can see that the position is being changed, the value of position are changed. So you can actually think that okay, changing this anchor point also changes the box's position. So first coordinate is the x and second is the y value. So if I change them, the position is also getting changed, but if I change this, the position is also getting changed. So why we are using those two stuff? But if you look closely, the difference over here is whenever you're changing the value of this is getting changed, the value of the box is getting the position of the box is getting changed with respect to this anchor point. So anchor point is steady, but your box's position is getting changed. Whereas whenever you're changing the position, the anchor point is moving along with the box. Okay. Now this is the scale. Okay. Scale, as you all know, like this would make the thing bigger or smaller. So whenever I am reducing the scale, like the entire object is moving toward the anchor point. That's why I consider it as the epicenter or the center of your animation. So if I do something, it gives you an illusion that the box is coming out of the anchor point. Okay. So how your entire thing is gonna animate is largely dependent on how where your anchor point is actually. Okay. Same goes with rotation. You can see this entire thing. Let me just make it a bit bigger. Yeah. So this entire thing, whenever I am changing the rotation value in terms of degrees, it's changing, but you can always see the anchor point is still there and it's moving. The box is moving, keeping that anchor point in the center. Okay. And again, this is the opacity. Opacity increases like how well you can see the object, or like basically the transparency of the object. Okay. So these are like the main things which you can use. So the shortcut for position is P. Okay. If I like close this, you can see there's an arrow. So if I close it and I hit only P, you can see the position values are being shown on the screen. Okay. If I hit S, you can see here comes the scale value. If I hit T as the opacity. Okay. Same if I hit A, it shows the anchor point. Okay. For rotation, we click R. Got it? So now we have learned the basic properties about what all you get and how these things are working. Okay. Now let's say, why would this is going to be the last segment of this video, and we would like describe what are the basic differences of anchor point and this position thing. Okay. Let's say, why I am saying is, let's say we make the rotation as 0. Okay. 1 is like 360 degrees. It has already done its rotation, and then again if you increase it, it will go beyond 1. Okay. So here anchor point, why it is necessary. Let's say I want this cube to animate from here. So this would be my starting point, the bottom left of the screen. This would be my starting point, and it has to expand till here. Let's say we want to write something, and it has to expand till here. So now anchor point becomes very crucial, because how we are going to expand it. Let's say we are going with scale now. Okay. But now you can see that the animated object is going in the opposite way and beyond the screen. So it's not in the screen anymore. So here comes the issue. Okay. I have hit Ctrl Z to undo whatever I have done. So what we are going to do is, we are going to change this position. Okay. So now there are two ways to change the anchor point's position. One is a double method, that is, you move this in the X direction so that it somewhere aligns with this, and as you can see, I am using space bar to like select the hand tool, which is over here. So with the hand tool, when you click and hold space and then click and drag on the screen, you can actually drag the screen. Okay, this is going to be very beneficial. So you can see that the bottom left part is still away from anchor point. So what we do is we change the y value, and it somewhat like aligns with whatever we are going to we want, like the anchor point should be on the bottom left. Okay, now why it was a two-way method is the box was here in the bottom right already. Now we have changed the position of the box. Now if we change this again, our anchor point moves. So now we cannot change the value of anchor point, but what we have to do is we have to change the position. Remember when we had to change the position of anchor point, like we had to change the position of the box along with the anchor point. We had to change the position because at this moment the anchor point moves with the box. Okay, got it? So now if we do this animation, so this expands from the bottom left. Got it? Now let's say we are going to like we don't want to do all those extra work of how we are going to change this position of the anchor point. So how we are going to do it quickly is, let's say I'm moving this thing to over here. Just for reference I'm doing this, and anchor point is like here, or maybe like in the earlier case anchor point was here. So we are going to click on this. This is the pan behind tool. Okay, and for pan behind tool the shortcut is Y. So I click on this pan behind tool, and you see previously the selection was like this was the cursor, and whenever you click and hold the cursor changes. Now when you click on this pan behind tool, the cursor has already been changed and there is one like extra element in the bottom right of the cursor. So and if you click and drag this is not moving because this only moves the anchor point. Isn't that cool? Like previously we could like change those position of box and all, but we are not able to freely move this like this anchor point's position. So with this pan behind tool you can change the position of this anchor point. Okay, so we can drag it till here. Okay, so all those anchor point movement and all those things, those are not there. And then again you can click and like move it to here, and if you click select, like the similar effect you are getting. But you can say that okay, we have done it, but this is not accurate. You can see if you zoom in, this is not accurate. So how we increase the accuracy? Okay, so to increase the accuracy, what you do is you check on the snapping checkbox. So whenever you check on the snapping checkbox, what it does is you can see on those very like corner points, it creates a box around it so that you know okay, this is the extreme point. Okay, so let's say we have already done like the bottom left. Let's say we do it from the top left. Okay, now it has snapped, it has shown us the box. So now let's do the scale, and if you zoom in also, you can see that doesn't matter whatever we change the value in, like the screen is smaller, so you cannot like change visually see the expand, but the anchor point stays on the same position on the very corner of this box, and you can do the animation. Okay, so this is how basically you go through all those animation properties. So what I would request you guys is, you guys open your After Effects and like play with all those values. In the next video, we would learn how to create a magical item which we term as keyframes, and with keyframes how we can create animation with it. If you wanna learn more, maybe till the next video you learn something about keyframe and come back and let me know in the comments what all you guys wanna learn more. So yeah, till then I'm signing off. Hope you guys liked it, and it's gonna be very like in-depth in terms of what we gonna learn in this course. Okay, so thanks everyone. Until next time, I'm signing off. Bye bye.